What's going on, guys? Today on this Shoky Reviews, we're going to be looking at the new Gundam Thunderbolt RX-79 GS Gundam Ground Type S. Now, we did the unboxing already for this guy, and it's actually very cool. I do dig this kit. Now, oops, I'm just going to kill the camera while I'm at it. Sorry, I got a lot of stuff around here. Now, one cool thing is, as we saw in the unboxing, you do actually get quite a lot of parts from the original GM Thunderbolt. So, if one were so inclined, you could probably build at least a good 90, maybe 80% of the GM Thunderbolt, including the backpack and everything. So that's actually pretty cool. So let's go ahead and look at the box art, which actually looks really amazing. So you get the three different Gundam ground types that we're all fighting on top of the Spartan. In case you guys are wondering, the Type S is for Spartan, so the ship that they're on in Thunderbolt. And so this is from at least the one scene where they're all getting attacked on the deck of the Spartan, getting attacked by the Goofs in that one episode. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Gundam Thunderbolt is actually a very cool series. I still haven't finished the first half. It's like I'm caught up on season 2. I have not finished season 1. It's really crazy. But we got HG Gundam Thunderbolt. Oops, sorry, Gundam Thunderbolt up here. You've got a lovely shot right here of the close-up one using the awesome, I think it's a beam javelin, beam spear. We'll look at the rest of the box so I know exactly what to call it, but it's pretty cool. And a lot of people are excited about this because we haven't really seen this type of weapon since original Gundam way back in the day. So we call it the like flaming lollipop. It's pretty cool. And of course you've got all the cool explosions going on in the background, and you've got all the English translated stuff here. You got Bandai 2017, so this will be way up there on the 2017 list. And I like the fact that even though this is drawn, they're showing it off like it's drawn from a kit, so you can see the cutouts in the knees. That's actually really, really funny. Alright, let's go to the bottom down here, and you get an actual read-up on the Gundam Ground Type S. It's actually pretty cool there. You can read it real quick if you want. Okay, so we get right here, you get an obligatory front and rear shot. Very, very nice looking Gundam there. And you get Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt right there. You get a nice little read up right there about Operation Thunderbolt and everything. It's actually nice to have the English translation, not gonna lie. Okay, let's see here. Okay, cool. So come back around here. Of course, you got HG Thunderbolt, RX-79 GS, Gundam Ground Type S, Gundam Thunderbolt version, Gundam Thunderbolt, I'm guessing, Gundam Thunderbolt, all the things. And you got BandaiHobby.net. I feel like we haven't said BandaiHobby.net in a while. Of course, you got Bandai logo there. Now we come around here and we get things. So you got sub-arms on the back can hold the beam rifle and shield. Yes, they can. You got this nice little charging shot here with the beam javelin. Beam javelin! Ah, I read it right there. Okay, so marking stickers, emblems are included. Yes, they are. It's a Thunderbolt kit, so you got a great shot with the rifle and the beam saber right there. I love it when they break past the actual outline there. That's actually pretty neat. And there you get the exploded view of all the things that come in the box. That's actually really nice. Well, okay, everything that comes in a box that he actually does use. I should say that. Various parts for hands, subarms, beam saber, blah, 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 blah. Come over here. Peep, you know, got the little guy with the toilet. Does not say polyback, no warnings. Warnings are not good. And you've got cautions here, and BandaiHobby.net, 1,800 yen, around about $20, $22. Nice and affordable kit for what's in it. And art is done by Morishita Naochika, one of my favorite artists of all time, doing this great stuff here in the Gundam Ground Type S. It's very upside down. Still looks really good, even though it's upside down. Is it? Okay, is my camera crooked? Something's crooked. I don't know. Let's go ahead and get to that build montage, because this was a good one. Alright, guys. Let's go. Alright, now we got the build montage out of the way. Here is the awesome Gundam Ground Type S and all of its stuff. Now, minus a couple things. Now, it does come with quite a few hands, but you don't have to use them all because you do get doubles and possibly just some extras with the extra frame runners. And before we get looking at all this, let's look at the extra frame runners real quick. Things you did not use. So here's pretty much what is the backpack, subarms, and all the stuff from the gym Thunderbolt. Now, one thing you can totally use is these extra hands here. This is the trigger hand for holding the rifle, stuff like that. I did use one of them. I used the right hand for the gun. For that, you can totally use the left hand if you really want to. And of course, you got the gym head totally right there. And you know, I said that you could pretty much remake the entire gym with this, but I forgot about the fact you don't get the gym's visor. So that part kind of sucks. But you can still build all the rest of this at least. And then, of course, you have what's left over here. You have the original gym feet, which are not too dissimilar from this guy's feet, but they specifically said not to use them. And you get the side legs, which are more for space use. You can see all the little tiny thrusters, as we looked at before. And, of course, the front of the legs, which are significantly different from there. So this is all the stuff from the gym Thunderbolt you don't use. So that's still pretty neat that you get all that. You can totally build yourself a whole other gym backpack if you really want to. Now, of course, we have all this crap. So we've got, I don't even know where to start. Let's start at the beam javelin here. So we've got the nice beam javelin, which is actually pretty much just a very long beam saber. So even down here, the handle itself goes, it matches the beam sabers. So it's just, that's all it is. It's a very long beam saber. So you pull off the end down here, and you get this cool flowery deal, which is made of 4 pieces. So 2 sandwich flamey pieces here, and 2 of these that slide in and up over themselves like that, and this little bit here. Whenever we put arm him up later and show off things, that's how you can kind of get him holding it. But it's actually a very cool effect, and we'll set that aside for just now. I call it, you know, Flaming Lollipop of Doom. The connection up here, though, really does suck a little bit. It's like it doesn't go far enough. To me, it should go just a little bit further, but it doesn't. That's where it stops. Okay, so let's look at his little rifle here. Nice little rifle. I don't think it's a machine gun, but it's definitely a rifle. And I'm guessing this is the ammo clip up here, because if we look on the backpack, you have a buttload of those, just like you did with the gym Thunderbolt. So odds are that's actually just the ammo clip, and it does slide down over the top. But I do have it with the standard trigger hand right there from the gym Thunderbolt. Actually, I added this after the fact, before the review started. So this one at least has a trigger hand. You can totally use just the standard holding hand. It works just fine. It'll just slide right down there in his palm. And if I can actually get it to let go. Come on, there we go. That was stuck for a second. So you can totally just, well, I thought you could just. Maybe you can't just. Huh. I had him holding it before. Weird. Okay, well, trigger hand. Yay for a trigger hand. And we have here just a fist. That's pretty cool. I don't know that it comes with the left closed hand. I'll have to look. I'm pretty sure it didn't, because I built all of the standard hands that came with it, but not all the gym hands. So there you go. Nice fist there, and he totally holds his rifle. Very nice, like so. Yay for that. And I do just have him on the stand here. This is not included, just letting y'all know. Now, he comes with these guys. Now, these are actually from the gym, but I'm going to make use of them on him in a little bit. I just wanted to show them off because they do match. They are the shield mounts for the arms. I will show that off in a little bit. You don't have to use them, but I'm going to at least for part of this review and possibly for my display later on. So set that aside. You do get another hand, which is an angled right hand for holding the beam saber, or beam javelin, I should say. So he's got that ridiculous, like, 45-degree angle to it. And he can totally just stick that right in there, like so. And now it looks silly. It is what it is, but it's a very silly looking hand. Gotta finagle this guy. I really do dig the articulation on this. It's actually very, very good. Let me get all these spare hands out of the way. Rifle out of the way. Where am I at here? Okay, let's look at the shields. Standard Federation shields. Honestly, no different than pretty much anything. You have the little mounts back here with the little clippies. These are for the sub arms to hold on to, and we'll look at that here in a little bit once we get the sub arms in the backpack and everything put on. But honestly, you're not going to use both of these. I just wanted to go ahead and show off that you could, because it's only got one arm meant to hold a shield, sadly. So set those aside, and we'll look at the backpack. I really dig the backpack. I like these stripes. Now, in the actual instructions while assembling, it told you to go ahead and put these stripes on. If you don't want to, you really don't have to. It's your choice. I really dig the cool warning stripes. And if you guys can tell, I have not put any of the extra warning decals or anything like this. So this is pretty much straight out of the box with literally only one tiny detail that I did any work to. So it's all just panel lined. Tons of fun detail on here. And of course, like I said, I believe these are all the ammo clips. Right through here, you can see some really sloppy panel lining that I never cleaned up. I love the yellow thruster cones. They're just neat. And I like the fact that these stay yellow. They don't have to be half yellow, half black. So you got, well, I guess what are supposed to be the handles for pulling them out, realistically. I do believe those might get a little bit of silver just on the handles and later. So what I want to do is, of course, review this out of the box, do a little bit of detail work, and then come back. So, backpack. Just plugs onto the back. You got two ginormous pegs right there. And I will say, this is a very, very snug backpack. I had a heck of a time pulling it off. Really did. So it looks really good. You got a nice downward angle. It is for more mobility in gravity, stuff like that. And then you have the two holes right there on top that are for the sub arms. Oops. I can't hold on to anything, guys. Hands are tired. So you've got these cool folded up sub arms. They're getting very good about these. I really do dig these things. Look at the detail work. That's just nice. And once again, odds are these are going to get a little bit of paint somewhere here and there. Maybe on the actual little grippy hands or the joints. Get a little bit of silver, stuff like that. And you also get these little nubbins that are for holding the beam sabers. We'll look at that in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and peg these on. Get him set up. And getting ready for going into battle. So here he is, in his like pretty much basic equipment, ready to deploy mode, with the exception, of course, of the beam sabers. So you get these nice pink beam saber blades. I actually do like them. I like the just barely colored nature of it. They're just really nice. And of course, they just come right off and look like that. And like I said, they look just exactly the same as the beam javelin. And you can put the right on there. And actually, they're just a hair too big, just tiny. They're not a super tight fit there. They don't want you to have a super tight fit there, but, you know, it is what it is. I really do dig this guy. Look at that. Very intimidating. Very, very elegant, very intimidating looking suit. Now, you do have a couple other sub-arm assemblies here. I really want this wrinkle to go away. Go away. You have the unfolded arms for each side. Oops. Now, unlike some of the other ones we've gotten in the past, these don't really articulate in any way. So, like, you don't get a joint right here. The only thing you do get is the beam saber holster, more or less. So, this is the one on the right. Go ahead and yank this guy out. Put this one in its place. Yank this one out. And this one is, of course, for holding the shield. So, very similar, but bent in a little bit of a different manner. You can see this one's sideways, this one is a little bit more of a vertical angle, stuff like that. So, if we take our rifle, the handle itself will slide in just like so. And he can hold his rifle like that. I mean, realistically, you can only do this movement. You can't get any vertical. That's kind of sucky. That's about one of the only sucky things. It seems like every time they make these things, they have to determine which way they're going to be permanently posed, because that's all you get. Now, if you take one of your shield teeth, you just clip it in here, just like all his other brethren from Thunderbolt. Just like so. And once again, you can rotate it back out of the way, or you can rotate it forward, in the way, whatever you want to do. So you can even get it all the way forward, or just chill it off to the side, like so. Now you do get this last one. Let me get these other folded ones out of the way. Now this one's a little bit more unique because this is actually for the forearm. It's actually really neat. So where you would normally plug in the shield mount right there, so you get the big tab, but you also get this big handle. And this is clearly meant to have a folded out version. They don't give you that. So maybe perhaps if they give us another one later on down the line, we'll get that. But if you want to just plug it in just like so, you can take your other shield, remove that handle, and you can just plug it on just like that. So I mean, you could technically put this guy over here and vice versa. It's not going to look right because the hollow side is going to be facing forward like that. You can see the big hollow gaps there. Now if I push the beam saber thingy that way, you can get dual mounted shields. Now it does show on the cover that at least one of them had dual shields one way or another, so it's your thing. You can build it kind of however you want. That's kind of the beauty of any of these kits. You can engineer it just about however you want. That's why they give you so many options. That's why it's so great. Now just right quick, because I want to do it, pull that off, pull that off. Now I do worry about the longevity of that, just because it's such thin plastic, but we'll see what happens. So let's take these shield mounts, plug them on. Come on. And you can go a little bit more Jim Thunderbolt style and give him dual arm shields. And that's actually a pretty cool look in my book. And actually, if you've got the Jim Thunderbolt and you've got the extra arms, you can totally forearm shield it. Actually, you know what? I have. Pause for a second. Well, I was going to try to use these, but it occurred to me because they're not on those cool sliders that Jim has, you can't really use these guys in this situation. But I think if you could maybe throw the Jim's backpack on there entirely, it might work. I'm not sure. If I had to guess, maybe not, because I think the Jim connection is a little bit different. Oh well. Crush my dreams, Bandai. Crush my dreams of having a four shielded. Well, I mean, you could technically do 3. If I had to just grab one of the Jim shields, you could totally just do a third one like that, no problem. But if you really want to go there, buy a couple of these guys and arm it up however you want. Just real quick, let's go ahead and look how he holds the beam javelin. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and pop the end of it off like so. Now you can do this a couple different ways. So as long as you've got this just standard holding hand in here, you can just give him a good little grip like he's holding the big old beam saber. Now it's just got a big whacking stick, as it were. And you've got the angled hand over here, which realistically just go ahead and pull it off and slide it down on the pole itself. Now he's ready to play pool. And you just put the cap back on, and now you've got him holding the beam javelin. Just it's the basic level of it. And if you really want, you can totally, of course, manipulate it a little bit, get a little bit of rotate on it, turn like so. Have at thee! And if you guys are following me in the Texas Gundam Club, you've already seen a really fun little photographic story of what happens when this guy meets Grimlock with his beam javelin and what happens. That was actually a whole lot of fun. I had way too much fun with that, so let's move on. Alright, so let's go over a little bit of details while we're here, and I'm just... seriously, my hands are tired and I can't feel them. Alright, so we got some cool stuff going on here. There are decals, of course, for this guy. Nice little foil sheet. So you get a camera sticker there, and the one in the back. You get the little Federation sticker right there. I chose to use that, although it is actually molded into the head. You can paint it if you really want to. I don't have a yellow that's close enough to this to have really done it, so I just went with the sticker. I did trim down some of the excess using just the very tip of the blade. Now it's going to be real hard to see. Let's see if I can get it. You can see the eyes just barely in there. I do think I mounted them just a little high, so they're like just barely under the edge there. I need to work on my lighting so that I have a little bit more facing forward, so that you guys can actually see faces and stuff like that. Now, a little bit similar to the Gym. Got very similar chest piece and stuff like that. He's got a bit bigger chest armor. These shoulder bits are definitely different. He does actually get some different thrusters right in here, and I think maybe even these extra like handles here could be different. Now you do get all the same stuff here, so the same V-fin and all these same stickers around the sides here. Those are just nice little fold over stickers, and actually that is peeling up a little bit. Probably all going to be peeling up realistically. Now I just used a Q-tip cut off at a very sharp angle to, you know, stick those in very nicely. Honestly, without doing the extra stickers, so the full-on sticker sheet, which I'm going to be doing after this review. Actually, I've got a live stream with a friend of mine tonight. I'm going to be doing that on his live stream, but you guys won't see that because this is being filmed on Wednesday, and that's going to be on Friday, or this review is going to be on Friday. So for the most part, no extra stickers on this guy, and not really any extra paint. Just going over the details and stuff like that from the images, he doesn't have all the extra paint work that the Gym does. Now, I do have to go back in and repanel line all of these bits, little magnetic cover thingies, because I didn't want to panel line properly. They just became a big mess, and I just went ahead and wiped them all clean. So, yeah, it's pretty nice. Now, the only thing I did do, and you guys know me with antennas, went ahead and hit the antennas with some silver. I could do just a little bit of red or something up there, but I don't really care. I should just dig them just being silver. I didn't want to chrome them, so that's just straight up Gundam marker silver. I really do dig these new feet. They do really remind me of G1 Sea Spray. Just had some yellow uprights and some props right there, and they're straight up G1 Sea Spray from Transformers. He's just got the floaty feet. But this thing is actually pretty cool. I really do like this kit. It's actually very good, very posable, with the exception of the neck. The neck doesn't do a whole lot for me. Superhero pose. But it's actually very nice. Now let's go over articulation, since I've already seen it actually moving around a little bit. You do still get the standard double ball joint polycap for the neck, so you get a very nice turkey neck like so, and you can go all the way around. Oh, totally forgot, guys. This extra blue on the chin is a sticker. However, the chin is molded in blue, but it's this blue. They just wanted you to have that brighter blue for color separation because it's the same as the eyes, or at least the area right below the eyes. Now, articulation in the shoulders and all that is the same as the Gym, so it can rock forward and it can go up and down, and you can see that extra piece moving with it. I really do like that attention to detail there. And you can come up, but you gotta kind of finagle the armor, and then you can go way up with the shoulders, so he can get a very nice high teacher going, "Hi, my name is Gundam Ground Type. I work on the Spartan. I ain't got no right hand." Why do I do that voice? Jeez. Now, I do love the articulation in the shoulders because you can do that, and you can move the armor independently. Anytime they actually allow you to do that and it all doesn't just move as one, I really do love it. You do get bicep rotation, as you should, and you get double jointery in the elbows. Although the first elbow is 90 degrees, the second elbow is 45 degrees. I don't understand what's happening with that. But you also get a tiny bit of reverse articulation. So to me, I think something ain't right. I could be wrong. I don't know. I thought I followed the instructions. But he can't do a perfect 90 degrees. But he can do a quick little, what's wrong? Or, I'm going to run that way. It's very nice. And of course, wrist is standard HG wrist. Whoop-de-doo. You don't really get an ab crunch. You get a little bit of movement, but not a whole lot. And you can rotate all the way around. Nothing really hindering it. Legs. This is one of the ones that you can actually cut the side skirts. It does actually tell you in the instructions if you want to cut them, cut them. Side skirts, on the other hand, sorry, front skirts, get out of the way. Very nice kick forward. Almost no kick to the back. You do get the shimmy in the hips, which, I could take it or leave it. You do get thigh rotation. You can come way out, except for where the skirts get in the way, and you can get a decent Jean-Claude. Not way out there, but you can get a decent one. Come down to the knee. And once again, double jointed, but limited. If this armor wasn't here, he could go significantly further. So realistically, guys, if you want to mod your Gundam ground type just a little bit, cut that out right there. Just cut it out and give it a little bit more rotation. So it's not terrible, but it's not great. He can just about kick his backpack, but you know, it is what it is. You get the ball joint mounted up here, which can both swivel and just rotate in every direction. Ankle armor moves, and you can actually independently move the foot itself, so you can get a bit of movement. However, see that little thing right there? It looks like it's getting in the way. Maybe it's somewhere else it's actually getting in the way, but you can't get a whole lot of toe point. I really wish they need to do an MG of this, because it would actually be very, very good. I want to see these feet in action. Well, he looks very surprised, doesn't he? Get yourself together, man. But so far, honestly, I really do love this kit. Now, let's set him back here, and we'll look at him next to his brethren. And you see, well, one, colors are very different. The chest, very different, at least executed very different. Overall, it's similar, but very different. You're missing a whole lot of the color separation, like the yellow right there. So that's totally gone. The crotch area and most of the legs are actually identical. If you wanted to swap out and change the legs over, you totally could. Of course, this guy has more of a green tint to him. This guy's definitely blue. I'm knocking stuff over with my hands. And I don't know if that's just because it's on the Spartan, and that's the colors I go for, or what. But you can see, while there's some similarities, there's definite differences between the Gundam and the Gym itself. So a lot of people want to say that this is just a modified Gym, but it's not. Well, I guess technically speaking, the Ground Type Gundam came first, and then they developed the Gym from it, like the Ground Type Gym, to actually cheapen the cost of building mobile suits. So, but you know, they're not even in the same season. They're not used for the same thing. Hopefully, crossing fingers, very soon we get the Aqua Type Gym, which is obviously a little bit more similar to this than to this. But I really, really want to get that kit because they play so well together. So, and yeah, like I was saying, I don't think this backpack now mounts totally different. So you actually cannot use the Gym backpack on this, or vice versa. Really, I mean, you can swap the heads if you really, if you want to be that person. You can totally swap the heads, because I know there's a certain person out there who's like, it's just a Gym. Well, here you go. Now it's a Gym. Oops, I forgot about the entire neck here. There we go. What the? Come on, get back in there. There we go. Either way, it's really not bad. Other than the fact the blue clashes slightly over there. But, you know, it doesn't look terrible, even as a Gym. So, I mean, realistically, the Gym was developed from the Gundam ground type. The Thunderbolt Gym was not necessarily engineered from that Gundam, but the necks are exactly the same, so I guess it doesn't even matter. Just swap the heads back. say that the Gundam head was added to instill psychological issues with Zeon soldiers? Well, of course it was. That's what happened when you developed the first Gundam and it kicked everyone's ass. Alright, so let's get the gym out of here and look at the other Gundam that I dropped. So there is the big boy. The big boy himself. And you can see, honestly, this has significantly more similarities to the Gundam than to the gym. Only in the legs and stuff like that, which realistically are all the same too, now that I look at it. So if you look at the thighs are the same. Leg joints I actually think are the same, just color is different. The crotch skirts and everything are different on this guy. Actually, the sticker's totally coming off. However, if you look at the chest is actually significantly more similar between these two than they are for the gym. The shoulders, with the exception of all the extra space thrusters, are actually very similar in design too. So yeah, I think pretty much in reality this shares more in common with this guy than it does with the gym. But to each their own, except for the fact that it's actually a Gundam. Now what I really wish is that this stand would just stop existing. This is such a stupid small stand for something so big and heavy. And I don't think I could modify that backpack. Hold on. I don't recall. Let me look right quick. Nope, okay. That backpack won't fit either. It almost will. There's a big tab. Like, that would be down here. There's a much larger tab. So realistically, you can't even slap the Gundam, or the Thunderbolt Gundam, full armor Gundam equipment on this guy either. Let's see here. What do we got? I'm going to go ahead and arm him up for the end of the review here. Let's give him back his gun, because he lacked the shooting. Give him back his gun. Let's give him at least one shield to play with. I'm going to give him back this one. Personally, I like the gym arm mounts a little bit better than the one that came with it. They're just quicker and easier, in my opinion. So, like that. Yeah, very nice. That wrist is a little bit loose. And yeah, I didn't panel line those hands, because like I said, I assembled those just before this review got started. And let's give him a beam saber, just for giggles. Give him something to do with his left hand. It's like, at this point, his left hand has done nothing. What good do you do me, left hand? So, I really, really did like this kit. And like I said, it's not done. I wanted to go ahead and show it basically how you would make it out of the box before I did any real work to it or putting on the ridiculous amount of stickers. Now, you guys know with my Thunderbolts, I actually do like using the stickers, putting on the warning. I did like the cool checkerboard stickers. And you've got tons and tons of cautions. You got the nice little Federation stickers, which, if I had to guess, go right on the shield. I'm not going to use these big guys or these right here, which, if I had to guess, one probably on each shoulder. Don't know. I haven't looked at the instructions when it comes to these. There's cockpit, I think. Or those are cockpit stickers. Either way, I'm going to put these on during the live stream tonight while I'm actually being interviewed. It's actually going the other way. I'm being interviewed by someone, not interviewing someone else. And later on, I guess I can link to that video whenever it gets finished. But I do suggest this kit. It's actually very, very good. It's a little bit different of a Gundam, and I'm okay with that since we just did the Hazel, which is also a very different type of Gundam. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, during, I think it was Master Grade Monday, the whole what is a Gundam and what is not a Gundam has sparked enough debate that realistically we're going to do a Shoky Nerdcast over it this weekend. So that'll be a lot of fun. Got my buddy Dion coming over, and then somebody totally new, and it should be a really, really nice discussion. But like I said, stick around. I'm going to do the update for this video and the update for this Gundam later on. Probably Saturday, because it's coming out on Friday. But I'll catch you guys next time. And I want to, of course, thank my patrons. Andy Tubbs, who did choose this kit. It is awesome, dude. If you don't have it, definitely build it. You will enjoy it, and master grading need to happen. If you guys don't know the Patreon, right there on the screen, go check it out. Donate money, help further what Shoky Reviews is doing, and maybe even get the ability to choose what kits I build, because it's just cool like that. Let's see if we can get a nice little lean on. Nice. I'm just going to keep playing with it if I leave it out there. That sounded bad. But I'll catch you guys on the next review. And remember, as always, guys, keep on building.